Hello, Steve Mills here, the Prudent Marketer. Welcome to the Prudent Marketing Association's weekly email. Many years ago, I had a meeting. It was a meeting with a firm of accountants based in Field called K&H. And I walked up the stairs to their office, and at the top of the office was a glass door. And looking through the glass door, on the wall was a big sign, and that sign said, "Welcome, Steve Mills." I thought, wow, that's really cool. I've never had that before. I've been in hundreds of offices, if not thousands of offices, and I've never seen that before. I walked into reception. There was a lady there, Bernadette, and Bernadette said, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, my name's Steve Mills. I've got a meeting with Andrew." She said, "Steve, we've been expecting you. If you'd like to have a seat, here's a menu for tea or coffee." Mine's got nothing on it, Bernadette's did. Okay, so it had a list of all the different types of coffee. I think it had about 10 different types of coffee and about 6 or 7 different types of tea. But on the bottom of the leaflet it said, "If you think we take lots of care on your selection of tea or coffee, can you imagine the care that we take with your accounts?" I thought that was so cool. What a great thing. Any other accountants doing that? Any other businesses doing that? I thought that was a really good little differentiator. It's not a big thing, is it? It's a little thing. But as the old saying goes, it's the little things that make the big difference. So my question to you is, what's your version of that? Could you actually do that? Could you copy that? Could you, if you've got an office and people come into that office, could you have their name on the wall? "Welcome, Fred Bloggs." Could you have something like that with a T? But what else could you do? What else could you do? We all have CRM systems, customer relationship management systems. I'm talking about things that we could do to make your customers feel special, to feel loved. What could you do in your business? What could you do when a new customer comes in the door? What is your new client system? Do you have one? I feel like 99% of all businesses, you're thinking, what is he on about right now? A new client system? Yeah, new client system. What actually happens? Let me explain our new client system so you get the idea. When somebody becomes a new client, we add them automatically into our Infusionsoft system. We tag them as a new client and we add them to an automated process that lasts for 6 months. That process includes step 1, an email that goes out to that client, welcoming them, thanking them for being a client, assuring them of the best service that we try to deliver, and telling them that if you've ever got any complaints or anything doesn't meet their satisfaction, then we want to know about it. That is then followed up with a phone call where each member of my team personally pick up the phone and call and speak to that new client, because up until now they've probably only met me. So just to clarify, we don't employ hundreds of people. As I record this video, that we're a team of sort of 5 people, so over a period of the next month they're going to get 5 calls and not 5,000 calls or something. When they've done that, the next step is we send them a gift, something free. Often it's something like a book. And I got books here that we give. I think I've showed you this book before. It's a book called Traction. So we might give that book away. After a month, they get an email, and the email is a survey, and the survey has basically 2 questions. One is, how happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with what we've done? And 2 is, why did you give us that score? Actually, we've just added another question. 3 is, what can we do better? Okay, 3 questions. So it's not like 38 questions, going to take you an hour and a half to complete it. 3 questions, 30 seconds a question, probably at the most. Okay. We then do that, by the way, on month 3 and month 6. So I'll not go through the whole process because, to be honest, I can't even remember exactly what happens, and that's my point. This is automated. This is not Steve having to speak to Jenna or whoever it is to ask them to do that. It happens automatically. All I've got to do is to press 2 buttons, and that 6-month process happens automatically. Okay, so that's an example. Okay, what about when you lose a client? What's your process? What about your process for following up from people that you've met at a networking event? That's one of the things. I go networking, and if I don't follow up, I never hear from them again. We have a great conversation, we speak for 10 minutes, exchange business cards, and then never speak again. That is not good enough. You're in the Association of Prudent Marketing. I hope your standards are high enough to know that you're not going to do that. You've got to follow up with these people. So we have an automated follow-up. Sends them an email, thank you, saying it was great to meet you, and then the following day asks me to pick up the phone and call them. So we've got some form of follow-up. A week later it does something else, 2 weeks later it does something else, and so on and so forth. So again, what's your journey like? What's your systems in your business? And if you've not got that, then that's a great area to try to improve. If you have there's another fantastic book. See if I can see it. No, I can't. It's not here. Must be at home. There's another fantastic book called Raving Fans. I think I've mentioned it before to you, but go onto Amazon and buy Raving Fans. And the guy that wrote it basically says, look, satisfied customers are not good enough. What we need is raving fans, people who think we're fantastic. A raving fan loves us, we love them. They love our products, they love our brand, they love our service, they love our customer service. We've got good working relationships with them. In fact, no, we've got outstanding working relationships with them. And not only that, but they buy from us again and again. They never go anywhere else, and they recommend us every day of the week. That's really what I want to try and get for you. And the only way of doing that is to create it. It's not going to happen automatically. It's not going to happen by chance. It happens because you've got an effective system within your business. So that's all I'm going to say this week, really, because again, it's a massive one. There's a lot of work there, don't get me wrong, but one step at a time. Make a start. Probably start with your new client system. Even having a welcome board. Having that, just that little thing creates that. Oh wow. And there's the old saying: you never get a second chance to create an outstanding first impression. Okay, so that's about it for this week. Thank you very much for listening. And I can't wait to speak to you again next week. Thank you.